Hey guys, Braden from Red's Cold Blooded Critters and welcome back to episode 7 of the Reptile Room Build series. In this episode here we've built up a nice little enclosure for my pair of my Northern Velvet Geckos. Something a little bit different this episode. What I've done was actually showing you guys the background basically in the complete enclosure in the intro of this video, and what I'll do is for the rest of the video we'll throw it up on a time lapse and you can see how I built it and put it together. But before we go any further, I will show you these guys are my pair of Northern Velvet Geckos. These guys inhabit a lot of the eastern ranges of Queensland, all the way up to far north Queensland and even some parts of central Queensland. So this fella right here is my boy, obviously, and he is the hypo-melanistic variant of these geckos. And basically what that means is that he lacks a lot of the black pigment in his skin, giving him that nice yellowy coloration, and he lacks a lot of patterning. The female is an amelanistic hypo Northern Velvet Gecko. I don't know if you can see her patterns in that very well, but basically she lacks all black pigment, and she has a really unique color and quite translucent skin as opposed to this fella here. So they're a beautiful pair of geckos. Not quite the most handable gecko. They are awesome to look at. They're quite a nice arboreal gecko. They are renowned for dropping their tails and stuff, so I don't quite recommend handling them. And if you do end up having to hold them, I kind of just let them wander on me. I don't really like to grip them or anything like that. You cause a whole lot of unnecessary stress. But this is their enclosure here. It does have an incorporated hide system in the background, and there's 2 live plants in there. We've gone with a ficus. I couldn't tell you their Latin names, anything like that, because as I said in the previous video, I know nothing about plants. I just leave that part up to my mum. So she picked them out and they're quite an established little plant now. This enclosure has actually been done for a little over a week and a half. I've left it this long because I just wanted to see how these plants would go, and so far they're booming. So I'm really happy with that, and I'll put these guys in and I guess we'll start the time lapse of the background and how it was built. So I'll try and do this without them jumping off, but if they do, I suppose I'll cut it beforehand. that wraps up this week's or this fortnight's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse and the way that we filmed this episode. It was a lot of fun. It was something different and I quite enjoyed it. Not having to stop all the time and talk, as I mentioned in the previous videos, 100 miles an hour. So to be able to just get stuck into it, just hit record and time lapse everything was really good to me. Before I wrap up this episode, guys, I just wanted to say a quick thank you and a big shout out to Luke from Beach's Scaly Beasts. Luke got in contact with me a few weeks ago and gave me a few tips and pointers and a few kind words about the YouTube channel and how it's going and that sort of stuff. And for that, I really appreciate it. After a short conversation and very little convincing, I was able to pick up 2 established young little pair of Varanus Gillini Hatchies. These guys are extremely tiny, extremely adorable. And like I've mentioned in a few of the other previous videos, between these guys and an Aki monitor, these guys are awesome first monitor for anyone who's looking to get into these lizards. They're extremely interactive, very calm. These guys have not shown any aggression and are quite happy to eat from my fingers. These guys are awesome. They're very tiny. I don't really want to let him go because if he jumps off and takes off through here, good luck to me trying to find him. There is a second one up in there, but between the logs that I've got up in there, she's got herself all wedged up in there. So we're not sure if they're a pair yet, but regardless, I'm very happy with these monitors. And I can't wait to see them grow. And as the channel goes on and as the the weeks and months pass by, I'll give you guys regular updates on these guys. But that's basically how big one is compared to my thumb. And I'm not a massive guy, but you get the idea. Very cute little monitor. And straight off the bat, very quick eaters. And yeah, I'm super stoked. So again, Luke, if you're watching, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think we'll wrap it up from there. Thanks, guys. Like I said in previous videos, if you haven't already, jump on over to my channel, check out previous videos. There's 6 there to choose from. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram and you'll get little updates as to when the YouTube videos are going to be posted and that sort of stuff. So I appreciate all you guys' support and I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Cheers.